Hi everyone. Like I said in my last video, the battery died and I was almost done, so I just figured I would just finish off what was left to do and then just show you. I was sewing on the buttons when the battery died, so I basically finished sewing on the buttons. I did add a red enamel dot and a little black star to each little cluster. And the main reason for that is because Brooklyn was the only thing that was in black, so I just wanted to pull another element. I mean, this is black, but there was really nothing else. And then the word bridge, it was kind of not showing, so I just outlined it in black. And I think, oh, I added some staples to the twine. And I believe, oh, and then I added on each cluster, I added some Glimmer Glaze, I added Adobe, I added Island Spring, and Waterfall. And again, that's Glimmer Glaze from Tattered Angel. Now, I had a question on one of my YouTube videos about, you know, do I just wing it, or do I use sketches? Or I did used to use sketches all the time. I find ever since I got my Studio Calico kits from the Kit Club, I tend to just more wing it. I just, again, like this one, the paper just the way it fell, it was on top, so I do like that. I work with the same papers over and over again instead of just putting that pattern paper away when you're done, because I find that I end up using less waste, using more of my pattern papers. But usually, I'll show you how I typically used to do scrapbooking. Whether I go to a crop or not, this is how I do it. I pick a day that I'm just gonna, all day, pick a whole bunch of photos, and then I start going through my stash. And what I find is, because you're doing it all at that same time, is paper selection becomes easier and easier because you keep seeing your papers. So when you pick up, you know, some pictures, you go, hey, I saw papers a while ago that would have been perfect for that. So it just makes it easier to go through the process. So then I pick out my papers for the layout, and that way too, it's a good way to use your scraps and stuff in 6x6. And then I pick out some letters, whether it's letter stickers and thickers. And at this point I would pick out, you know, my twine and my stamps also. But I even go one step further. I decide on my title. And like here, I even put the colors that I was thinking. And then I do my journaling. And I put everything in one of these bags. And then when I'm ready to scrapbook, or when I go away to a crop, I'm ready. And usually when I go to a crop, I get about enough for 50 pages, like in bags like this. And I usually don't scrap them all, but usually I'll get between 25 and 30 pages done. So that's pretty good for, I find, for a weekend. And I believe, oh, and for my sketches, I get my ideas a few places. I get the Sketches for Scrapbooking Volume 8, or she had 8 or 9 volumes. It's Scrapbook Generations. So I got that one from her. I got quite a few of those. I think I have all of them. And then online there's sketchsavvy.blogspot.com. They have a whole bunch of sketches you can print off. And then Scrapbook Generation started that you can buy like one sketch or 3 sketches, and you can just print them off at home. So I started buying those. And I also watch a lot of YouTube videos. And like here, I know when I do this layout with this page kit, I know that I was thinking of Sketch Savvy number 44, which means print 44, 61, just so that I know when I do that page with the pictures that I had. 44. It might be in a different location, but anyway, I just go and I find sketch 44, and there it is, 44, and even here I put little notes of at the time what I thought, and I just sit down and I create the layout. So Shelly, I hope this answers your question. But like I said, ever since I started getting the studio calico kits, I am more winging it, and I think it's because I always go for the scraps first and then go from there. So a lot of times the scraps kind of go together and kind of start the layout that way. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.